Hello everyone, I'm Renowned Zero. We are back again talking about what seems to be this weird phenomenon that the biggest haters of the Rippaverse seem to be also the biggest fans. Yes, that's right. We have one of the most disgusting individuals on the internet by the name of Chris Bacon doing this thing where he is trying to be canonized in the Rippaverse for some weird reason and claims that he has 12 or 15 copies of ISOM 2 and is asking if charity could use the books. Well, clearly, if you actually had those books and you cared at all, you would just donate them because clearly you don't need them. I can definitely tell you didn't really buy that many books because you would have absolutely presented that rather than being an absolute clown and making it seem like you really want to be canonized in the Rippaverse. When if you really wanted to be canonized in the Rippaverse, you could have just paid the $5,000 from the first campaign, but apparently you're a fake fan, you never were a real fan of this thing. You really just wanted to be hired by the Rippaverse, and because you got denied, you decided to go on this weirdo tirade against the company for some strange reason. But starting off here with the 25 days left for the Horsemen Collection, sitting at 11,558 books, 685K on its way to $700,000, written by the legendary Chuck Dixon, and penciled by Joe Bennett. Also very interesting, we'll talk about it later, but it seems like Shane Davis or Smug Davis wants to claim that his books are better written than something like Alpha Core, which is absolutely hysterical to me, that he really thought that something like Inglorious Rex or Starlight Cats was better written than Alpha Core. Again, it's all opinions, but it's hilarious how he thinks he could ever live up to a legend like Chuck Dixon. But this is the charity that we're talking about here. It says, bid on a charity auction to support St. Jude's Children's Hospital and get canonized in the Rippaverse. Bid with the link below. Now, it's interesting that it says, willing bidder. It doesn't actually give names of people, but it's also funny how weirdos actually think Eric is bidding in the auction himself because it says Eric. Yes, because Eric July is the only person on the planet named Eric. Apparently, that's what these weirdos seem to think. We'll go over here to Student of God, of course. Shout out. Chris Bacon, who is a dedicated hater of the Rippaverse, makes an unverified claim about Eric July. And it's really weird that this guy is still going on this weirdo tirade. By the way, I'm sure you'll see this video, Chris Bacon. Still waiting on that lawsuit that you swear you're going to hit me with. The supposed defamation lawsuit you were going to hit me with paying for Katie Did Dogs. Still waiting on that. Still waiting on that. Interesting how you try to threaten me with a dox. And you try to say, oh, well, I have all this stuff, and I'm not ready for. Like, you were never gonna do anything. I knew you were never gonna do anything. I don't back down to threats from little weirdos like you on the internet. Chris in the past has also made claims that he released mine and several others' banking information on the dark web. This came after he was laughed at on the internet because he doxed himself, which appears to have revealed that he's leaving reviews of escorts while being married. So you're trying to say a bunch of other people are terrible while you are an absolute scumbag yourself. Absolute projection from a weirdo like you. See, it says right here, Eric, were you bidding on your own charity auction? Yeah, because if Eric really wanted to put himself in the book, he could just do that if he really wanted to. But he's not for self-inserts. He's always been against self-inserts. And then this weirdo here, Eric July is such a snake. Glad you're exposing him for bidding up his own auction. Yeah, because clowns like you and the other clown there just assume that that's Eric July putting his own money there, which is weird. That there's no indication of this, and yet you're just making stuff up. And these guys wonder why I continue to make videos on them, because they continue to sit here and lie all the time. But then it goes on, where he says, still winning the auction. If any of you outbid me, I'm going to be so mad. Again, if you really wanted to be canonized in the Rippaverse, you could have just paid the $5,000 during the first campaign for your supposedly you being a fan of this. To be canonized in the Rippaverse, amazing. We know you're lying. Helping out a kid in process, amazing. Again, we know you're lying. The fact that you have to specify that you don't hate kids in your bio just tells me that you probably hate sick kids. I've got 15 copies of ISOM 2. Think St. Jude's wants those too? Or you could just donate those things to comic books for kids if you actually cared and actually had that product to begin with. But remember, this is the same guy who claimed he had money because he spent $16,000 on watches. Like, you look like an absolute loser when you can just pull your phone out and look at the time. Who are you honestly trying to look impressive for if you're married already? Who cares? There's also this. EVS is pro-adultery. His defense of OF has been going on for a while. See clips below. This is another example of Ethan's lack of maturity and professionalism. He's not disciplined and he's guided by his emotions. Fat with late books. Where Ethan says, women don't understand men. I guess go figure. Here's how it works. I'd pay $0.00 to see a rando girl naked. Well, the chick from The Sopranos is a rando girl. Because you don't actually know this person. But you're paying to not see them nude, right? By the way, not seeing spicy photos of them. Because you admitted yourself that you have to pay extra for it in videos and clips. I might pay something to see a specific girl that I never thought I'd get to see in spicy ways. I don't want to marry her. I'm just curious about how she looks. A woman's sexuality is a mystery. Margot Robbie's hoo-ha is worth solving. Yeah, a chick in life who would never even look your way. Who would honestly never even look your way. And this is in response to a tweet from Yancy Lin that says, one thing I'll never understand is why people pay for OF. Isn't there a ton of free prawn sites out there? You need to see a specific girl that badly. Go wife her up then. Nobody wants to wife up a prawn star. She's for the streets. But we'll take a look at this clip right here really quick. Just this little portion is all you really need.
You like on The Sopranos on their podcast.
Dre DeMatte, I subscribed to her OnlyFans and I was like, this is a ripoff. She's not naked in any of these.
Now, I've shown clips of this before. This isn't anything new, really. But it's funny now, he had a point. He was looking for Nerdettes news as well. Dude, there's no way. There's no way you were out here looking for this long ago, bruh. Wow. Again, you out here looking for spicy photos of people. When you're married, dude, you're a weirdo. If you guys want to look at these clips yourself in full context, well, we'll go over it on stream, or I'll leave a link, and I'll also leave a link to these in the description. I find it very interesting as well that you got new CG figuring stuff out. Remember, EVS brought him a CG. This is, of course, Bosch Fawston. To the pieces of crap on here, like, Dax, crapping on our soldiers as if they're indistinguishable from our corrupt government, as if those who put their lives on the line for America are the same as those who line their pockets. F you. And Mike Barron says, just reminded that I blocked him. It's funny how he also tried to say that, oh, well, when is Mike Barron gonna send Gooding to fix the spelling errors while at the same time misspelling Gooding, the book he's trying to make fun of, when Gooding has more than likely sold more than his terrible comedic book that he has on Amazon, because nobody actually cares about what that piece of soy-fueled nonsense individual has to say about literally anything. The same guy who claims that comic books are for losers, hates all CG books, obviously has his hate boner for Eric July for some weird reason, because he got called the N-word 3 times, and he's still mad about it, I'm sure. And to this day, he literally just takes his anger out on literally anyone he can that is involved with the Rippaverse, because he loves to get pegged while wearing a cow suit and being called Juju the Cow. So, at the end of the day, these guys are still going to be weirdos. I'm still going to cover this stuff because it's interesting to me how these guys claim to be these haters of the Rippaverse, and yet they sit here and appear to be the absolute biggest fans of it. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit that like button, comment below how you feel about this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all, that way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video, go live on this channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.